Okay, so we have an unwanted thunderstorm coming. Was just working outside. My first attempt to solve the, at least temporarily solve the garage water woes. Put that thin line of cement, about a ½ inch, ¼ inch thick. Hoping that'll be enough to keep the water out. It's supposed to dry in like 25 minutes. It's so damp out today, I'm not sure it's going to do that. So if this storm is pretty heavy, it may ruin that, or it could prove that it works. I'm not sure. Let's wait and see what happens. Ooh. Yikes. There she gets something this time. I wasn't even expecting this one. There is no EAS issued for this storm, so maybe this was not expected. I don't know. It sure seems like it's going to be the worst storm we've had here yet. Leaves are flying everywhere. $14, and that's at the ground. That's not up above the trees, that's at ground level. That's pretty strong. And it's going to be 20-30 miles per hour higher up in the, above the tree level. Yeah, look at that, it's whipping around. Would have liked to bring all the plants in. Wow, look at this. Water's starting to pool down there. It doesn't seem like it's raining too much. It seems like it's just a lot of wind. Yeah, that's a lot of wind. I don't think that wind vane is working quite properly because of the way it's mounted. I should raise it up a foot or two. Okay, there's some good rain. Now in this case, the rain is kind of driving towards the front of the house, so that may kind of sabotage my plan here. Because if the rain hits the door and then goes down, like I think it probably is right now, there's no fixing that. I mean, even a drain wouldn't fix that. Oh, it's all zoomed in. See if I can open the door without getting soaked. Nope, not at all. Let's try the window. Yeah, the rain is just coming right toward the house here, so I don't think there's anything we can do about that. Well, it's doing something. Is it ruining it? I don't know. Probably. Yeah, see, I think the problem here, and I don't know how to fix this then, is that the water is coming at the front of the house. And so it goes down the door, and then it just goes in. Yeah, nothing's going to fix that. That's just a pitch issue, and maybe forever like that, unless you put a drain like right at the bottom of the door or something. It doesn't look too, it's definitely holding it back. Oh, the water's getting all cloudy, so it's probably degrading its integrity. And it's definitely holding back a lot of the water, but you see the water is still up against the door. And that's because it's coming right at the door. I mean, even the side of the house here is wet, so this may help substantially, but it's not going to fix it, I don't think. Kind of offers some interesting insight to what the problem is, though. That's very, very deep down there. I think it's almost getting over the top of it now. So maybe what needs to happen is the whole thing needs to get raised up a little bit. But then, you know, there's a clearance issue. The camera's getting soaked. There's a clearance issue in the garage. You know, there's only like 1 inch or 2 of clearance before the car won't fit in the garage anymore. And if the car doesn't fit in the garage anymore, then the garage is no longer serving its main purpose. So it's kind of a flaky situation there. Jeez, I was not expecting this rainstorm. If I knew this was going to come, I wouldn't have bothered to put that down today, because it's just going to wreck the, probably going to ruin it, ruin the concrete. That stinks. Oh, there we go. A little late. It's not even for this area. I don't understand why. Sometimes it's like that. It gives warnings for absolutely nothing, and then other times we just get blasted and there's nothing. Nothing on there. I don't get it. Oh! Never a dull moment. Truly is never a dull moment. Looks like that's flowing pretty good. And the water's definitely going away from the front. It's moving over to the left, but not enough. Yeah, see, we got good flow here. In fact, it seems like my little culvert thing there is being overwhelmed. And it's now just going over under the gate, which is surprising to me because those things can handle a lot of water. Yeah, it's definitely going right over into the, it's full. So either it's blocked with leaves or the pitch isn't right or something. I mean, you can see a tremendous amount of water is going over to the left, or I mean to the right if you're looking at the house from the street. It's a tremendous amount of water that's moving over there. But it's just not enough. It's not enough to fix the front. Now, if it's raining straight like this, without the wind, it may be okay. I don't know if the thunder is done yet. I'll step out on the front porch here. If you see this video, I did not get struck by lightning. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely an improvement. All that water would normally have just gone right into the garage. Alright, I'm gonna risk it. See if I can unclog my pipe over here. Probably is not the brightest thing I've done today, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, I should not be out here. Not with that lightning and thunder. Yeah, I mean, this is, let me get back into the house here. I got it back on the phone. Okay, it was just a scam call. But I think it's solving a good portion of the problem. Let's go take a look in the garage and see what's transpiring. First I'll take one more peek over here at this. See if my thing is taking all the water now. It probably is. Yep, it was just clogged. Alright, let's see what we got in the garage. Because this is really about as bad as we're going to get as far as rain goes. May go on for a longer period of time, but that's it. So got 0.2 inches over the course of 10 minutes maybe, however long we've been taping, I don't know. So that's a lot of water. That is an awful lot of water in a short period of time. Alright, seems like the thunder's gone, so go ahead and dip outside for a second. I'm going to grab the other camera, I guess would make more sense. The waterproof camera. If I can find it. Where is the waterproof camera? Huh. I can't find the waterproof camera. Got it. Alright, let me swap out the cards and we'll film with this for a second. Okay, we're filming on the waterproof camera now. And the image stabilization isn't quite as good on this. So it may be a little bit shaky when I'm moving around, but that's just what it is. So now I'm going to be getting soaked, but it's fine, I'm waterproof. Let's see how our downspouts are doing. Well, apparently the lightning is not done. I guess I'd better go ahead and get in the garage. Ah, it's flooded in here. It's bad too. That stinks. So that didn't do anything. It's soaked in here. Well, I think the problem is it's going on the door and over. It's just like coming this way on the door and then it goes down and it comes in. Because they even did it over there, which it never has before, so it's never come in over there, but you can see it's on the floor, so that's the problem then. It's hitting the door and going down. And that I don't know how to fix. That's a, I mean, that's like a major issue. That's like the whole floor has to be redone. Unless maybe instead of this here, you know, again we have a clearance issue, but if you could put, you know, maybe it up, like starting at the door, you know, raise it up like an inch here, and then it can direct out maybe. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this anymore. I really thought that would work, but we have a different issue. You know, it's holding back the water. It's holding back the water there, okay, and that's good, but that's not the only problem. So we just have a bigger issue here. It's a bigger issue than I thought, and I don't know how to fix it. I mean, is it detrimental to have a little bit of water on the garage floor? Not really in the grand scheme of things, but it's annoying. I think there's a settling issue in here because we got cracks all over the floor here, which also could be an indicator that water is running underneath the floor. And it does absolutely pitch backwards, and it pitches kind of towards the center here where there's this hole, which I have the fan over so that I don't fall into. But there's a hole here where I guess in theory the water would go, you know. And there's a pipe in the bottom which will get like a little bit of standing water in there, like there is right now. I don't know if you can see it. It gets a little bit of standing water in it. Never more than like a 1/4 inch. You know, and you get this, and it gets all over the floor and all over the air, and so like if I ever put anything over here, it's going to have to be elevated off the floor a couple of inches in case this happens, because inherently it will. This didn't really help at all. This is just as bad as it always is. So that didn't do a daggone thing. You may have to get like a, you may have to put something on the door, like a weird, you know, like a flat piece in the bottom of the door that maybe extends out 4 or 5 inches, because if the water falls down the door, it has to be directed away from the opening. So that would mean it's almost like you would have to take something and put it, you know, on here like this and come out a couple of inches so that when the water comes down, it goes away. And if I could get it to be away and over this, which, well, I don't think it's ruined, I think it'll be okay. Then maybe it would be alright. But see, it's cooling over here, so that area there is lower than everything else. So that area has to be raised up. because that's not working. That is not going to work. That stinks. I don't know why this didn't occur to me. It's a lot more complicated than meets the eye, I guess. No, it's clearing out. Well, that's disappointing. It wasn't a waste of time because, you know, if maybe even like a piece of siding or something, if I screwed pieces of siding onto the door, and it would look ridiculous, but if it solves the problem, then it solves the problem. Now, see, like, look at this here. This is an issue that we created, which I was concerned about this. You get water on the other side of it, which is a direct result of the water hitting the door and coming down the door. That's what's happening over here. And that very well may be what most of the water is. Most of the water may be the water coming off the door. That could be. I don't know. That stinks. Well, I guess my next step is going to be to try to do something with the door. Try to put like some siding on the bottom of the door, or, you know, see, okay, let's get a little visual here on what I'm talking about. This broke, so I gotta fix that. It just fell. Not really sure why. It was just done staying up, and so it fell. Okay, whatever. I think what you would have to do in this scenario is put something like this on the bottom of the door. It would look stupid as can be, but I mean, somehow you have to get it away from the door. And this area, I think that maybe you need to raise from here back like an inch. Anything like on this side to the left, kind of actually where the problem starts, we could raise this up as much as needed, because it's this side that can't go up at all, because the car needs to be able to go in and out. Okay, well, I think the next step is going to be to buy some siding and maybe try something with that. I mean, I really can't complain. If this is the worst water issue that this house has, then this is what it has. You know, I mean, the leaf blower and the lawnmower and the hose are not going to get ruined because water sits on the floor for a couple of hours after a heavy rain. You know, if this water came in the basement, that would be a real concern, because you're going to get mold and all this other stuff in here. I mean, I don't really care all that much, because if you take the car in after it rains, you get standing water on the floor. Or, you know, like in the wintertime, if you take the car in after you went out in the snow, you get tons of water on the floor. So, I mean, it's not like the garage can't handle a little bit of water on the floor. It's just not what it should be. And it seems like it's more complicated to fix than it should be. That stinks. Absolutely stinks. I was hoping that would at least improve the situation, but it does not seem to have improved it at all. Well, I guess that's it. Let's take a look at this downspout over here, I guess, while we're out here. It's calming down. There's not much happening anymore. This fell off the rocks, but I usually keep it up like that so we can see what's going on. Oddly intermittent. Now that it's not windy, the water's staying out. But if it gets windy again, the water will just go back in. So, and this here is a problem. It's an issue right now because the concrete is still wet. You know, if the concrete was dry, I wouldn't be as worried about it, but better get the blower and get that out of there. Well, that's disappointing. I thought it would be better, but it's just not. So we collected some more information though, so it wasn't a waste of a project. Collected some more information, so now we can try and develop a better solution.